All right, everybody, if you're ready for Slam League East Side, make some noise. Very good, folks. Make some noise for MCS, everybody.
On 10, yeah, I stood tall.
This poem be nothing, be sprinkles of something, and a dash of everything. We keep talking about everything, and how everything can be something, but it eventually turns to nothing. I could talk about my depression and how I can't get myself out of bed in the morning, but that conversation can only go but so far and be nothing. I could talk about my father, but that will be full of sadness, and sadness is what?
Nothing.
I could talk about life, but life is just something that turns into our own type of nothing, which could be something, but we wouldn't know until we became that nothing. We keep talking about everything, and how everything can be something, but it eventually turns to nothing.
I mean, can we talk about the meaning of talking about fornication, bringing elation and sensation, making me praise God for this amazing creation? I mean, it's pretty tempting to talk about, but see, I really want to chalk that out and see where your mindset can help me out. Like, can you help me in math? Help me write this parent function on this pad? Maybe help me right now before my teacher gets mad? Oh yes. Oh yes. I adore your nice breasts, but see, I see things that the naked eye doesn't detect, like your beauty. But it's never your booty, it's your beauty. Making me all happy, gets me in the moody, maybe take you to a movie instead of making a movie. See, like, I want more from you. Like, what makes a man pour to you? Make me go deep down and open up my core for you.
We keep talking about everything, and how everything can be something, but it eventually turns to nothing. Well, let's talk about this. Why is it that he gets a slap on the back for making a girl's leg spread way across the world? But just because my pair of balls are on my chest, you seem to think less. Boys can share their experience and get a parade. Y'all be like,
hey, yo, bro, it was a revolving doors of chicks in my crib last night.
But if I choose to share my experience, everyone acts as if I've just killed my other half, which just so happens to be my virginity. But you see, that's not the only thing a part of me. In my opinion, I believe that I'm the jiggiest female on earth, but you wouldn't see that. Too busy thinking that my sexual organs are between my legs when really they're between my ears. We keep talking about everything, and how everything can be something, but it eventually turns to nothing.
So let me convince you that that something that you're taking as a nothing can all change if you just broaden your assumption. See,
everybody isn't the same.
Every dude ain't a lame.
Not everyone brings you pain.
Don't be so stuck up in your own lane.
Some of us are actually humane. Why give up so quick? Life is too short to not use everything, because everything is everything. We keep talking about nothing, and how nothing can be something, but it eventually turns to nothing.
Girls High, you're on deck. Girls High, you're on deck. Make some noise for Girls High. Make some noise and welcome Pickett to the stage.
Hi, I'm Lenny. Hi, I'm Julia. I've never been one for labels. You label me as black and it takes away my soul and significance, so we try to make light of the situation. Black boys focus on headlines because that's the only clean-cut headline they'll ever receive. We invented soul food to send countless souls damned by white society with painted smiles and dancing. We invented soul food because we're constantly being drained of our energy. Labels tell me that I am not worthy.
You label me as a teen and it takes away all validation and maturity. Honey, you're too young to know what love is. You should stay out of grown folks' business. You don't know. You constantly shut me down but never think to enlighten me, so I continue to enlighten myself until I become so bright that I set fire to your reign.
Labels tell me that I am confined. You label me as a woman and it takes away my pride and security. No matter how tall I stand in your eyes, you will always be an inch higher. To men, inches are all that matter. My womanhood will always be south, below you and above even me when that's all you can gather from my presence. I wasn't born as an offering or a sacrifice, but as a blessing, and you will take this blessing and cherish it until the day that you die. Labels tell me that I don't deserve.
You label me as depressed, and all of a sudden I've lost all human anatomy. I've become glass so fragile that one touch will shatter me into a million shards. So you tread carefully, try not to break what's damn near broken because of you. And when you finally do break me, you label me as Humpty Dumpty. I can never be put back together again. You ask yourself what's so good about picking up the pieces and leave me to be thrown away. I'm too much of a burden for you, so you abandon the military man's rule. You leave all the broken bodies you created behind.
So yes, I've never been one for labels, but I'll allow just one to embody me. The one that allows me to be all that I can be, and that is human.
Coming to the stage, the team from Kensington.
You are not your expectations. I don't even want you from Taiwan. I'm unwelcomed in this strange new land. This land is filled with hatred and greed, but when you have bullets every day for breakfast, that's a tragedy indeed. I look outside my window and I see all these people in need. Be careful when you step, because there might be those needles on the floor. Junkies move like quiet zombies begging for more. The homeless aimlessly wander to their destination, but don't judge them. You don't know what they had to endure. Abandoned houses, vacant alleys, graffitis, walls. We try to plant our seeds, but the government only ignores our pleas, and we as the people don't do enough good deeds. The people of this land speak a different language. I can never understand why people speak to each other with so much aggression, but when you live in a toxic wasteland, that'll surely give you depression. Always stressing. Every time I turn around, there's somebody beefing. Don't y'all like chicken? A justice system that's corrupt. So many bank accounts going bankrupt. Young boys looking for $1. If he sees a baddie, you know he's gonna holler. They gather on the corner in unholy unity. Can't you see that they're no good for the community? All this madness in a city that was built so beautifully. My cousins walk around with screwed up mentalities as a result of growing up in such a toxic reality.
Let's welcome SLA Bieber up to the stage.
I'm Deja. My love be desert. One encounter having you dazed and confused, you set your mind on crossing that desert. You crawl past my sun-blistered lips, limped across my dry, barren tongue, walked down my cactus-riddled throat, you gained endurance. Each time with love on the brain, you found a haven, a place to drink and be merry. The soothing coolness of this first love quenches that thirst in your heart, apparently something your last couldn't do. So I'm guessing that I was the perfect substitute, why wouldn't I be? They say love is the greatest true. If that's true, people have overdoses in my presence. Once you got my love, you started to brag about your accomplishments. That I was so easily accessible, so now my love is Mount Everest. Too much of a challenge, so now people turn their back. So overwhelmed that they don't think that my love is worth it anymore. Too afraid of the risk that comes with my love is now neglected. Even though it's still called beautiful, you stand there and look up at it, and it's breathtaking. And now all that is seen is the low-hanging clouds of harsh winds. Just know you did this. Turn my love from a simple shower to a devastating hurricane.
Hi. Please welcome up the team from Palumbo.
We cutting everybody off in 2018. My circle's about to be smaller than a period mark. 2 font size.
Italicized.
I'm cutting off Keisha. She always coming to school with homemade food, but never be sharing.
I'm cutting off Kelly. She always talking about herself. Like, damn, girl. We don't care about Mike and how he be cheating on you. I'm cutting off Jasmine.
She always looking at my man like she won him or something.
I'm cutting off Tyrone like the first slice of bread no one eats.
Cutting off my sister like that little rope at the end of the finish line at a marathon. I'm cutting off Sandy like pork sirloin, cutting off Mandy like split ends, cutting off Brandy like I cut class. I'm cutting off Anaya like shrimp tails. 2017 was just a test run. But 2018, we bringing out the scissors.
Wait a minute.
What?
2018 already started.
We cutting everybody off in 2019. We cutting stuff off this year.
12 months? For real? You didn't peep that was fake in February? Stop saying you want to cut them out of your life, then be posted up with them on Instagram. Y'all just throw that phrase around too much.
Just cut those people out of your lives. Because without them in the picture, you would see the world in a better view.
Without them, you're a superstar.
A billionaire.
A chemist.
And your chemical compounds do not mix with theirs. So when you start seeing little red flags,
like them judging other books by their covers,
don't allow yourself to be an open book. Become so difficult to read that Spark Notes can't even summarize you.
When you cut them off and they say,
oh, you acting new now. You damn right, Kelly. That's why I might keep leaving you, because you're so scared of new.
Don't wait until the end of the year to snip those weeds out of your garden.
Don't go backwards in life because your friends are still living in January 2017.
It's February 23rd, and we got the scissors out.
And they ain't the safe kind.
Are you ready for Girls High? Very good. Let's practice for everyone else and the rest of the slam. Let's say somebody says a line that you really like. What do? Fantastic, fantastic. Let's say the line is so beautifully written you don't even want to mess it up with your snaps. What do? Fantastic. Very good. Just making sure we're ready. Now make some noise for Girls High, everybody.
Hey, y'all. My name is Shani.
Hey, y'all. My name is Andra.
Hey, y'all. My name is Jayana. Dear
Philadelphia
School
District, what are y'all doing? We got a new system, yet we failed to receive new books, updated bathrooms, enough teachers, computers, printers, etc. Then we find it crazy how, no matter how hard we work, our grades don't reflect our
intelligence,
talent,
true goals,
skills.
It doesn't reflect me.
It's funny how doctors say,
less stress and more rest.
But every day, I'm pounded with a quiz or a test, and I always attempt to do my best through all my headaches and all my stress, have me peeing about the next day.
Like, dang, can I get through the rest of this day?
And these boatloads of homeworks are always weighing on my chest, causing me to have anxiety attacks.
They yell out my failures and whisper my accomplishments. They compare my participation with disrespect and my silence to unawareness. How confusing.
If you want a kid to be excited about learning, then you need to make them excited. You need to push them to success, not to the edge, throwing packets, worksheets, assignments that teachers just glance at. Tell me, what's the point?
Literally, a point.
We are the future of the nation. That's why I'm puzzled at the fact we waste time solving for no solution in X when we should be solving for no solution in Y when we should be solving for Generation X.
Since when did numbers and letters define my intelligence? Judged upon who gets C's compared to who gets A's, school isn't even about learning anymore.
It's all about passing.
Being hit in the face with
Test after test after test.
Homework piled up with deadlines. Then I take a practice SAT that I didn't even practice for. It feels like I'm dropped into a manhole and expected to know how to get out. Expected to get in good colleges, but where are the preparations? Deprived of my sleep, added onto my stress.
I'm told to get 8 hours of sleep. I barely could get 5.
Yeah, I am expected to stay alert in class, expected to complete tons of homework, expected to pass all my tests. The thought of school sends epic migraines to my head.
Happiness in school never seems to be in the same sentence out my mouth.
Can you see what I see, what they seem to not see? Yup, that one see. You say work a little harder, I say
maybe I'm not a good test taker. Maybe I was having an off day. Maybe I have other responsibilities.
But you couldn't see that I needed that 0.5 point to make honor roll, but you was on the roll putting in all them 100% grades, and as soon as you put that extra credit in, it seemed to move my grade. Take a guess.
1 point.
And I'm still stuck at that 79.9.
9. As y'all can see,
We are fed up with the educational system. So here we stand addressing these problems. Sincerely, students that are angry with the school district. It's time for a change, and the change starts now.
Yeah.
Let's welcome up the last team of the first round, the team from Esperanza.
My name's Maria.
I'm Jari.
We tend to put physical illness on a pedestal, forgetting that our minds need checkups too. We undermine the powers of the brain. This is especially true if you're Latino. See, we have other things to put our minds to. This world is too hard to focus on the things you cannot see.
My mother tells me she still doesn't quite understand my anxiety, questions my psychologist, wonders if the pills are really needed, still thinks there's nothing to be treated.
Then there's my tia, who compares being mentally ill with being crazy, being depressed with being lazy, yet still is unable to comprehend why she and I can't fully coexist.
My depression is a prison cell with flickering lights turning on and off my optimism. At times, it is the embodiment of pessimism. Our mental health is the equivalent to natural disasters, the rain leaving us unable to fly, but on a good day, it is our mothers helping us try. This trait, of course, sounds much like Latino women.
Our families tell us to stop overreacting, forgetting the ticking bomb that's in our head, pretend like it isn't about to go off.
But they are the ones that push us back into our battlefields, tell us to never leave work undone, to bandage all our wounds properly. Unless, of course, this wound is mentally, so...
To our families,
why is it that you question our anxiety when you yourself display the symptoms faster than the TV displays telenovelas? Looking a little like this.
It's 1 minute past her curfew. The sun is down and she's nowhere to be found. Tengo que llamar a la policía. I gotta call the cops. I have to.
And you call depression fantasies, but when we act in ways you don't wish to see, you tell us, me duele el corazón, me vas a matar. You're breaking my heart, you're killing me. Those sound a little like depressive thoughts, all because I left my shoes at the bottom of the stairs.
Constantly thinking about death, correction, constantly telling me about how when you die, which will be soon, I will remember how much I need you.
But hey, aren't persistent thoughts of death another sign of mental illness? Or is it just a strong sign of dramatic character, just a tool to give your kids structure, just a part of Latino culture?
What you don't know is that this tool tends to leave us fractured, pushes back into our minds, and once again start showing all the signs.
So don't ask us why we're like this. Instead, catch yourself in the midst of a reaction and realize this is nothing new. It's just a product we reflect from being part of you. So
welcome to the Ansiedad crew.
Let us work on this process because mental injuries need healing too.
Hey, can you welcome up Christina from the library? She has some announcements for us.
I don't have quite of a booming voice as Mr. K does, but I figured I should ask, by quick show of hands, how many people have library cards? All right. I see some people who don't have their hands raised, and let me just say, we are the Free Library of Philadelphia, so your free library card is, what is it? Free. It is free, yeah. So when you come in here, I bet y'all already have school IDs with you. Before you come in next week, if you have 5 minutes, if you're not like one of the teams that's like running in at the last minute, feel free to stop upstairs and get your card because it's free. So you can check out all of our books while you're here. If y'all don't have time for that, you could go online and use all of our electronic books, electronic audio books, free comic books, all that good stuff. So yeah, that's kind of like your basic library announcement, right? Make sure you get a library card. All right, cool.
All right, Shawnee will be hosting the second round. And let's get
Girls High.
Let's get Girls High. But first, let's get everybody, as we're getting to our seats, before Girls High gets their applause, just a reminder, if you're a poet and you come up here, if there's any, you know how like right now there's some talking? Never start. Always wait. Okay? Demand respect. Never start your piece unless you get silence.
Hey guys, what's up? How y'all feeling? Oh, that sounded kind of weak. We're going to start the second round more hype than that. Come on, how y'all feeling? There we go. So, starting the second round, we have Girls High. Let's hear it. Also, also remember, lightning round, 90 seconds. Okay, good. And on deck we have Palumbo.
Okay, my name is Asia. Yeah. This poem is not a trigger warning, mostly because I couldn't get one done on time. My depression struggled to escape itself, so I tried to write about the rainbow in the storm. Or happiness, but I struggled to find it within myself. I tried to be funny, but I fell short of laughter. I'm usually hilarious when I'm trying to hide my anxiety. Smiles most time work, except for when they don't. The world has no trigger warning, but life will still kick you, still tell you to get back up just so it can knock the wind out of your lungs. You'll wonder, how am I still breathing? The war that exists inside myself deserves a trigger warning. A caution, danger ahead, or caution, depression's in your head. Sometimes I blame God. He hears the disbelief in my prayers. I deliver them in question, wonder why he made me gasoline and lighter. My own destruction, then told me to lie in the dust of my own ruins. I asked him, if you can hear me, please teach me how to save myself. He doesn't, never gives me an answer, just shows me that rainbows still exist after storms, and explosions always create light in the darkness. If I'm not sure of anything, I'm sure that there was some good in my radiation, and that God is only sure of himself, and that there will always be a rainbow in the storm, even if I can't see it. Even if my trigger warnings are all that I see, I know it's there. Not bright, but still there. Thank you.
Yes. All right, next we have coming to the stage, Palumbo. And on deck, we have MCS.
My name's Wayne. This is my first time.
My name's Zaira. Have you ever lost your breath just by moving to the front of the line?
To give your orders to the barista? Has your heart ever started beating so fast that you're afraid everyone can hear it? I remember the sinking feeling I got. Walking up the steps of the bus, my hands shaking as I paid the fare. Heart pounding and eyes darting everywhere, seeing unfamiliar faces looking back at me as I tried to find empty seats for the both of us, me and my anxiety. It was at the basketball game.
Everybody at the school was there.
That was the problem. Everyone from school was there.
You never really know what to do when your back's against the wall.
And the wall's against your back.
So I just stood there and waited it out. When my hands become numb, close to the point of being blue.
That's when it starts.
Can't count the amount of times my chest has caved in.
Or how long I have been looking into the abyss.
It usually comes in waves for me. Never really knowing how they form. If I can jump them or if I'll end up a part of their swell.
Never knowing if I'll ever make it back to shore. Anxiety is having the wind taken from you before you even have it. The pop quiz coming at you when you least expect it. Never really having the answers to pass. Overthinking to the point of having no thought. Being the one to stress over nothing but worry about everything. Consuming the whole room with your loud thoughts and quick breathing. Eyes darting everywhere. Just trying to find something to finally stop the room from swallowing you whole.
Next, coming to the stage, we have MCS. And on deck, we have Esperanza.
Oppression is not the end of lineage. Crown of melanin transformed into shackles, royalty disrespected. Lashes can change gods into vessels. Beauty of boldness objectified. Tales of genetics replaced by horrors of a damaged crown. Family of gods and goddesses. Enslaved. Identities reduced to folders and file cabinets worth less than cotton seeds cut by, conditioned for eternal fighting to live only for materialism. Instead of aiming at the oppressors, the oppressed fell victim to self-destruction. Shackles constantly broken, yet reappearing to colonize, assimilate, surrounded by seekers of an end. But even after death, roots within the soil shall grow, crowns, genes crafted shall be worn for centuries. As Africa, death may be wished upon, but lineage, lineage will never die.
So next we have coming to the mic Esperanza. And on deck we have Kensington.
So I'm Myra. This is my first time. There's a trigger warning for depression and sexual assault. Sometimes I wish you would leave me. I'm not sick of you yet. Is that as good as it gets? It hurts when you give you all and you see no change. I know that's how people progress, but it's like every time I see you hug her, I think of how we were, how we never were actually, because you told me not to get too attached, but I'm sorry I did. I couldn't help it. You slept on me so peacefully. It was so peaceful, we didn't even notice we did. Did you judge me? No. But did you still leave me? Yeah. That's what hurts the most. I put myself in your hands so you had the complete power to destroy me. When I was hurt, When I was hurt, I searched for the love I craved from my mother and your forever one arms. That hug was hollow. You're a hollow skull with nothing but fake positivity radiating from the holes that you should see from, but can't see clear enough. Or maybe you just don't care that it hurts. Maybe you know but don't care. You both dealt with girls like me. Girls that were raped. Girls that are sad. Girls who had the power to hurt you by hurting themselves. Why'd you categorize me like that, though? And if you knew that it wouldn't work, why'd you make me let you in, huh? Why'd you pretend like you care? I can't stop bleeding. I don't mean that literally, but like blood spills when you're stabbed. But like blood spills when you're stabbed, my heart bleeds blue cold tears of what could never be, what couldn't be until I worked on myself. I used to look forward for your hugs. Now I ache every time I see you. You probably don't even care because, like the others, you didn't plan to keep me. No, not ever. No one ever does, and I blame myself for this a lot. My depression, my cleanliness. I still feel you in me. Every year, I feel you again and again. Every time somebody leaves and anytime I'm alone, I feel you moving in me with the life I could never give you. I'm sorry. Why do I do this to myself? Why do I let the bad in and push the good out? Don't I know that I'm a strong? Don't I know that I'm a great woman? Do I not look okay? Do you read it in me, like your sister's diary for giggles, or do you ignore what you know, like the Bible in the church's entrance? Am I just another pastime? Am I a girl for the good time call? Why do I do this to myself? Why do I let you torment me? I'm greater than this.
There are two cues we gave you so far that we speak back. Slam is a conversation, right? There are two that we gave you. If you like it and you want to send a little, I hear you, I appreciate that line, it's like this. If you don't want to mess that up, but you want to say that was some good writing right there, it's like this. And in case you were new, there's a lot of new folks here. You may have seen other people. This is a symbol to say, we got you. We're holding you up. So anytime you ever see this motion, I want you to just understand what's happening. And you see people do that, okay? All right, let's give it up one more time for that last poet.
So next up, we have Kensington. And on deck, we have And on deck we have SLA Bieber.
So give it to me radically. Emotional.
My name Kiki, and this is my first time. Diversity. I murdered this. The first degree. MJ, bad believe you ain't seen the worst of me. So I just hit him with a bang, hit him with a chitty. I'm straight flipping on him. Free Willy. And I'm just messing with the gang. I'm the Sping Fitty. I put it down, no biggie. P. Diddy. It ain't nothing but the truth. There ain't no other way that I could put it down. Had the world upon my shoulders, music turned my world around. It's Kiki. Key for believe. If it wasn't for the key, never would have achieved. Tonight it is the positive. That's how I live. Believe in yourself. Those are the words I'm gonna give. No dream is too big. No chance is too small. The harder we come, the harder we fall. I learned so much from my mistakes. Yeah, and then I made some more. You can't buy experience because for everyone that shuts, there's an open door. Picture this. Key on your hasty.
Next, we have SLA Bieber. And on deck, we have Pickett.
My name's Demo, and this is my first time. I thought you came into my garden to water it, but instead you planted weeds and disguised them as flowers. I never noticed until it was too late. Until they had planted their roots too deep in my soil, poisoned the flowers. It took years for me to grow, but seconds for you to destroy, and I don't know what for. Before, I was fine without you, but your consistency and integrity made me not want to live without you. I thought I couldn't be strong without you. I felt like I didn't belong without you. I felt like I was lost and I couldn't be found without you. I'm still stressing myself out at night, overthinking about how things were in the beginning. When the memories consume me, I can hear the angels singing from a distance. I can't forget this. It's not like I want to anyway. You were my sunshine on a rainy day. You made my worries go away. I wish you would have stayed.
Be purposeless without you. Okay, so before we have our last team of round 2 come up, I want y'all to do me a favor, right? Right. Can y'all do me a favor? Dang, y'all got mad quiet. Can y'all take out your phones and follow Philly Slam League? Oh, you right. Me neither. I forgot about that. All right, so when y'all get back upstairs and y'all got service again, y'all should follow Philly Slam League. All right. And any pictures that y'all take tonight, y'all should post them and tag Philly Slam League. Got me? Okay, we good. Now, the last team for round 2, coming to the stage right now, is Pickett. Let's get some love.
Hi, my name's Maya. You ever met someone who said that they was down for you? Time went on and looking back, they not around for you? Smiled up in your face, straight calling you? Those are the people I want to make this announcement to. You swore up and down that I wasn't going to make it. Baby, I'm so high up even LeBron couldn't take it. It's not even about the money. It's about that mindset and that hardcore dedication, because when I reach my success, you is going to follow my dictation. I'm going to stay on my goals while I watch how y'all fold, suffering from temptation while you selling your soul, all over a little money. I get you trying to grind. It's nothing wrong with that, but you're going to end up doing time living a life of moral combat. All I wanted was support, but y'all made me your last resort. Friends turned into enemies all over a sip of jealousy. It messes you up mentally, because I got that remedy. Turned your back on the legacy, now you feel that penalty. Real eyes recognize real lies, so when they gonna realize the actions aren't a surprise. We had a rainbow friendship. We could have got to the goal together, but since you was colorblind, you only felt the pain in our weather. It's cool, because when my pain turned into a flower, on St. Patrick, I'll go ghost to secure my power.
Very good, very good. All right, so we have this third round. Every team that I announce, I want you to give them a little extra love and congratulate them for making this third round, okay? I am going to call 4 teams, but only 3 teams have qualified. I need to make sure we're super clear on something, okay? Make sure we're not borrowing lines from other places and putting them in our pieces. I'm gonna keep giving you the chance to perform, so I don't want to take away any chances, but also make sure we don't do that. Okay, that's for everyone. Okay.
All right, before we start this third round, I got a question for y'all. What's some of y'all favorite poetic devices? Just shout them out. Oh, he was nasty with that one. All right, I see y'all. Okay. All right. The 4 teams. Okay. The 4 teams we have are Pickett, MCS, Palumbo, and Girls High. Yeah, Pickett is first.
I'm Lex, by the way. My abuela's favorite book is the Webster's Dictionary. She claims that there is something new waiting for her every day. She likes to tell me what words like bulbous mean and just what serendipity is. She thinks English is so beautiful. Hermosa. The journey her tongue takes to turn foreign into more known, way out of Spanish, way out of Mexico. It is so worth it. She was only 16 when she came to America. She could hear white people judge her with their thin lips as they pushed out speech. Tell her, speak more American. Since you don't look the part, be it. Stop rolling your R's and roll your hips instead. Teach this dunce how to make dinero that you will never touch. Pass on your legacy to your flaca and hers without even trying to save them. My abuela hasn't told me a Spanish tale since I was 5. Goldilocks and the 3 bears instead of El Pájaro Verde. Telling me American stories so that I had American dreams. Teaching me English before I even knew what it was. I was brought up being told that my Spanish wasn't beautiful, that it was both bark and bite. The reason that I chose one and not the other on applications, the reason that I feared to go outside and have the sun darken my skin like plantana, to barely acknowledge what makes me up, to have my tongue in bed and have my teeth be the border, the gaps, oozing out hope every time I bother to grin. My abuela has told me to call her grandma because it sounds better, more American, more beautiful. She calls me beautiful, and I know that she is looking at me with blue eyes instead of the hazel ones that God has blessed her with. Kiss my cheeks with folded up amendments as lips and hugs me with the strength of a militia that never even fought for her. My abuela tells me to promise her that I won't be a burden, to let my niños know that saying less and doing more will suffice, but I only smile with tears in my eyes and give her something to work with. I let her know that even though the rope between me and mi cultura is thin, that I will not let go. I will let my niños know that they are bonita, bonito, that beauty is in the hands of what made them, that tampoco no es suficiente. I will take them outside, have them look the part, let them know that home is not the only place to feel beautiful, that when you open up your favorite book, their picture will be the first definition, and where I find where serendipity is, I will take you with me. But until then, before I sit down, before I grow and become just like you, read me El Pájaro Verde like I'm a kid again. It was always my favorite.
Hey, everything be like off the top these days.
Next we have Palumbo.
Hi, my name is Masanji.
My name is Sid.
My name is Kyla, and this is my first time.
Sydney.
You're walking down the street and some stranger feels the need to interact with you.
Like, you could just be enjoying nature then, boom.
All of a sudden you hear the sound of an
from behind you.
There's always that one boy that feels compelled to speak.
Even though you know he sees you speed walking to the bus, but no, that's not the worst part. There are two types of guys who approach you on the street. The ones who can accept no as an answer.
Excuse me, sweetheart. Can I holler at you real quick?
No, I'm cool.
Oh, you right. Stay safe.
Then there's boy number 2,
who thinks that he is some
almighty God who can do whatever the hell he wants.
Yeah.
Hey, yo, Ma!
Excuse me, beautiful. Can I talk to you for a second?
Here we go again. This is why I don't walk down Catherine Street anymore.
Hold up. I'm just trying to get your number, though.
That's classified information. Try to shorty across the street.
Hey, yo, Ma, why you gotta be so difficult? It ain't even like that. All a brother trying to do is get to know you. Why brothers always trying to get to know you? I'm not trying to get to know you.
For real, I'm cool, honestly.
For real, yo, let me talk to you.
Oh, hell no! Did he just grab my arm? Where you going?
To feed my dragon, she's hungry.
Is she as cute as you?
Did boy just call me a mythical creature?
You don't have to be smart. I'm just trying to figure you out, cutie.
You don't have to be near me. This not even your stop, dummy.
Chill. Why you gotta act like that?
Why do you have to be in my face like that?
Or you gotta come back for everything.
Just like you got a question for everything.
All right, yo. I don't even like you like that.
You ugly anyway.
No. What's ugly is your personality. This is an everyday battle for us. Mindless walks turned into avoiding minds in a minefield because boys don't know how to mind their own business. Simple encounters become hard ones. I think you know what I mean. I don't remember the last time I didn't have to be mindful of my steps. The things that go through their minds aren't the same as mine. Wish that I could put in place of these minds a time where I can walk down the street unbothered by pickup lines. But my safety doesn't matter. The men of this world are more bothered by the turmoil of this time more than my cries. I wish I could be left alone, but not to my surprise. Street harassment is still on the rise.
Time, play my role so good. After I hit, I took a ball. Take some pound for a pile. Take your time, take it serious.
Next up, we have MCS.
I be blacking out with the purist. I made 100.
I'm Reggie. Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm just stupid. Sorry.
My name's Angela.
As I glance at the jade gangrene cuts covered by vines and leaves on a body freed of a tortured soul, I reflect on who this person previously was. A moniker of self-hatred and perpetuator of cynicism stuck inside a shell most unapproved of. But in all my times of solemn introspection and misdirection, poor inflection of my desires and a dwelling on imperfections, I never once thought that I was beautiful, that I was worth it, that I had potential, that life had its purpose in the grand scheme of the universe who seemingly granted only us the luxury of life.
How could I feel worthless when out of millions of seed I happened to cross the finish line first? How could I possibly feel as though I have no purpose? I could have been everything, something like the moon and the stars that everyone looks up to when darkness surrounds them, something bright to look forward to when warm days turn to cold nights. And indeed, many of my days were cold, but Why, when I finally find peace and this cold shelter you call reality, I don't want it? As I look down at this body, the same body I found to be unworthy of love for so many years, a corpse that once had a soul attached to it for a purpose that is unknown, I see her physique in ways I've never seen before. Not only do I see potential, but I see beauty. But all these thoughts fade away quickly as I remember where I am now, longing to feel the same way I did when I was a part of her.
To be born to a loving family who cherished and nurtured my spoiled and naive existence unconditionally. These are the most rudimentary things I wish would dissipate in vortices of smoke and ash. I hope death would scorch the present, past, and future of an ingrate so disrespectful. But when that chariot of the night careened in my direction with an inebriated Pluto at the helm, it made contact with my existence and sent me out of this realm. Now that I stand at the mouth of the river Leaf, I've unwillingly made death my companion and ironically long for my life to be replenished.
Yeah.
Our last team taking the mic is Girls High.
I teed up.
Hi, my name is Anjali.
I'm Amanda. All right.
I went to see the mortician the other day.
I was still in a state of ignorance to the fact that he was gone.
I needed my questions to be answered by a student who had studied his death for so long.
I needed to know what his death looked like. I needed to know why the mortician trembled, telling me what death my baby boy bared, as if death could cause stupidity, as if death was so articulate it eluded her with mystification. I needed to see my dead son.
I needed my eyes to convince my mind that his death was not an illusion. Although my heart throbbed with pain, my lips proclaimed this very question into the mortician's way as if it were my plea.
As if I were Carolyn Bryant telling my husband how a black boy called me baby, how his lips whispered a sweet song of death, how he asked me to get him killed. I simply invoked the brokenness in the mortician's eyes as tears rolled down her face.
I tell her to show me him. The bittersweet scent of him lingered.
One might say he smelled of a corpse,
too black,
too young,
lynched,
too innocent,
a black woman's son, another hashtag,
history,
beat,
shot,
drag,
pitched like a piece of trash.
His smell met me before I even made it to the morgue.
I was immune to it. I was used to the smell of death.
Before I could even see my pain, my kin, my 9 months in, I knew what he smelled like, what his death smelled like.
I remember the morning before he left. I told him of the sweet hymns that the South sang in, the low tones that the trees cried in, that every branch was mourning for a black boy.
That every white person was looking for a black boy to picnic under, to take photos with as their bodies hang lifeless, limbs there wheezing, life sucked out of their lungs, wheezing were their last words. Cheers was the last songs to caress their ears. White folk, their last family members as they hang on their death branch.
And in his honey sweet voice, he stuttered emancipation until my worried soul, telling me that he would be okay. His teeth were gone.
Even if he wanted, he wouldn't be able to speak. His words would be slurred.
His I love you mamas would be unrecognizable. He was unrecognizable. The mortician says that he was lynched. His last words must have been, I can't breathe, enunciating the same cries as Eric Garner, muffled under the body of discrimination, racism, innocence, blackness.
I heard that they took my baby in the night and that he was the mockingbird mocking death. I wonder, was he still snacking on a bag of candy he bought like Trayvon Martin? Did he wear a sweater? Was my baby cold from the breath of death breathing down his spine?
I then noticed the light that ran through his head. His bullet wound was the resemblance of Michael Brown Jr., how it exposed his unarmed body.
I had to wonder, was it necessary to shoot him? Was his death not enough satisfaction?
She said that he was tied up. He was buckled up like Jordan Edwards, not charging towards them. I wonder if he had his hands up and begged, don't shoot. If he called his killer, sir. If he averted his eyes from the devil himself. It's crazy how Emmett Till's death is in every black boy's death today.
How black boys are still a motivation for a movement. I wonder as their bodies hang, lay on the pavement, but their smell still lingers to their mothers.
Are their convictions impregnable enough to make them unrecognizable to their families?
How white people are still being let free after their killing. Target practice, self-defense.
How black boys are still being killed for inconsequential things like standing or walking or driving under the influence of being black.
2017, Carol Bryant admits that Till did nothing to her.
He didn't even speak to her. Another black boy dead for nothing.
The winner of tonight's slam was Palumbo.
Ain't this what they've been waiting for?
West next week.
You ready?